Hey agents, in today's VOD review we've got another fellow Xboxer, Ripped Newt. He's relatively new to PvP, relatively, and mostly plays for fun, but as we all know, winning is a lot more fun than losing. So what we're going to do, we've got a full match this time, not cherry pick clips, don't worry. We've got a full match and we're going to try and find maybe 2, maximum 3 significant weak points for Ripped Newt, and see what he can do to kind of, fix up his gameplay, right? Turn those losses into wins, turn the negative KD into positive KD. And just before we get into it, whether you're in the chat right now, whether you're in the comments on YouTube, if you don't like somebody's build, that's perfectly all right. But we don't need to put somebody down because of that. During these VOD reviews, let's keep it positive, let's keep it educational. You've got criticism, make it constructive. That being said, let's get into it. So I mentioned this earlier, but the quality is a little bit lower, but we got 3 really long clips, so it's easier for me. That's right. If you can do this, if you're submitting your gameplay, if you can make longer clips, that just makes it easier for me. I mean, if it's only 1-minute clips lined up one after another, that's fine too. So our build here. Okay. So first off, let me pull up our little draw function. Okay. So Rip, I mean, one thing that's what pistol are you using, dude? Oh, so we're on system corruption right now. Okay, so they're running a system corruption build to start. I don't know what pistol this is, but if you're not running the quick step pistol, not even any point in swapping to your pistol, right? I didn't even know. I briefly took a look at this game earlier, but I didn't notice that they swap builds. Pestilence, yeah. Oh no, it's not system corruption. No. Okay. So this is there's an Umbra. There's another Umbra one. So another tanky Umbra build. I think kind of goes without saying. In this first part, you took maybe 2 bullets, and you're running Umbra. Just heal up and cover. No need to use it. You're in no damage, or you're in no harm. Okay. Let's stop it here. Okay, oh shit. Sorry. Okay. Okay, so far you know what's going on here, right? You've kept that area in your sights the whole time. You have absolutely no idea. Oh, why do I keep doing that? You have absolutely no idea what's going on anywhere down there. You haven't even peeked. There could be somebody standing right here right now and you wouldn't know. O comes after N. And so I stopped this part because I feel like you're using up a medkit unnecessarily, right? You're not in harm's way. Now, if there is somebody here, you putting on this medkit, you're not going to get it off. You're done for. Okay, so right off the bat, you've got to kind of, when I used to play hockey, my coaches would always say, have your head on a swivel, right? Always looking around, right? I was a defender, right? I need to know where all the attackers are. I need to know where everybody is on the ice. Same thing here. You have to be looking around. You have to know where your teammates are, and darn it, you got to know where the enemies are as well. I think you get lucky, you get this medkit off, but first off, it's a wasted medkit. You can just sit and spawn because you're Umbra, and then second off, you need to know what is around you. Okay. So still there. I mean, I like this play. Going up with your teammate. Okay.
Hostile restore hive detected.
Let's see this again. Okay. So again, there's still 3 alive on the other team. You killed the one up top. You have no idea where the other 3 are. So again, the first time around you didn't look at this side of the map at all. And come jumping down here, again, you didn't check where people are. There could be somebody behind this car right here, and you wouldn't excuse me, you wouldn't know. You haven't done your due diligence, let's say. And sure enough, you get shot in the back, but it was good. Good sliding to cover, good rolling. You did a good job of getting out of harm's way.
Hostile restore hive detected.
I hate seekers now. Like, I don't know. Sometimes you don't even know if it's a teammate's seeker or an enemy seeker. It's better to roll out just in case. Okay. The question is there somebody behind this truck? We think that there might be, right? Somebody shot you from that area. That's a very common spot for people to be, right behind that truck. Okay, let me see your approach here. Yeah, there is somebody. Okay. I know it kind of feels like, because you're coming on an angle here, right? You're coming around here. So it feels like you're coming, right? You're not running in a straight line. But if somebody is right here, oh my god, I use this. If somebody's right here, actually I should just put this right over top. You're basically running in a straight line, right? If they're right here behind cover, right, third personing the cover, and you come at them like that, they just peek over and beam you down, right? If they're a high damage build, okay. Better off either, because we see them at one point. We see them like peeking that little corner, right? If you want to come around on the left side, right, keep them guessing, okay? Maybe you're going to come around on this side, but make them think for a second that you're going to come over here, right? So you're in the middle now. Now they can't just hug this side. They've got to look over their shoulder. Okay, maybe he's coming over here. But then if you want to come over here, boom, you come back, right? Because if you come over here, right, and they're right here, they can't see you. They have to move, right? They have to get off of that corner, okay? So that's a good time when somebody's using cover like that, but there's 2 ways to access them, right? Pretending you're going the other way for a second and then coming back is a good way to keep them kind of off balance, right? We just come straight at them. I didn't know there were 2 there. Nice sneaky medkit. Good shooting. Beautiful. Right. Got them both. Okay. I want to see this once more, though. So how did we play this? In the end, you killed them both. Great. Right? In the end, it was successful. Let's say next time you're in this exact same situation, you're up against 2 slightly better opponents. Okay? How would this have played out? Let's see. Okay? Maybe, okay. Maybe you didn't see him. Maybe you didn't notice him. Like, right? Because you could see the guy pop out. But maybe your eyes were looking over here. But you, I have a feeling you knew that they were here, right? You kind of overshoot it a little bit. Okay, and you use cover well. And you know, here it's difficult for them to push you because you've got, I think you've got somebody on your roof. Right, maybe this person's on your roof. You might even have somebody on their roof. So they're kind of stuck there. So they can't really push you. So you coming back here to put on a med kit. Right, and yeah, let me see even bigger. Okay. I think actually that's beautiful. What you did right there, right? As soon as you downed that first one, you rolled into cover. Right? Instead of trying to swap over to the second guy, right? And especially because you've got no ammo. Right? It was a good move to roll into cover. Let's see. Okay, reload your heals. Yeah, well played. In the end, it was very well played. Okay. So you're running in a straight line. I don't like it. I never like just kind of running in a straight line. You're okay. I want to do something. Where do you aim down sights? I want you to aim down sights or go into cover. I want you to aim down sights or go into cover. Okay, here we go. Okay, where is your reticle? Okay, so right here. We gotta fast forward a little bit. Okay. Okay, so you're running around. Alright. Okay. It's right here. Alright, you can see where your reticle is. Basically. What happens? What happens if there's somebody right here? Or somebody peeks right here. Somebody peeks here. Okay? You have to... You know, I get it. Looking down, it gives you a bigger field of view. You have less of your screen is covered by your character. But we don't need to see everything right now. Right? We know they're all coming from their spawn. So your reticle is down here. If somebody pops up in one of these spots, starts shooting you, you've got to yank up your reticle. Okay? So not only do you have to maybe adjust to the right, adjust to the left, but you've also got to adjust up. Okay? What you want to do when you're, you know, if you just won the team fight, you're going around, you're picking up your booster, you're making your way to the you know, area where you're gonna fight. I mean, by all means, have your reticle down. It's fine. It's comfortable for most people. But in this situation where, you know, you don't know where an enemy could pop up, right? You want to keep your reticle at the height where if they pop up, that's where they're going to be. Okay, so you want your reticle to be up around this height, because if they come here, they're all going to be at the same height, right? Nobody's going to be popping up here, right? Nobody's going to be popping up, right, at any other, right, down here, right? We want it up here. That's the only kind of area where they could be, where their heads or their bodies could be popping up. So keep your reticle at that height. Try to. And I mean, I talked about that in my my aim video. It's one little thing that some people don't like it, but what is it called? Adjust or fix. It's got, what is it called? I can check right here. So you go to settings, I think controls maybe. Auto, yeah. If you go to settings and go control, scroll down to auto look center, right? So when you're running, it'll automatically, you know, if you're not moving, if you're just running straight and not kind of like looking around, it'll just gradually put your reticle to the middle of the screen. I kind of give you a little bit of a reminder. Now, if you try to move it somewhere, it's not going to fight your movement. So you don't have to worry about that. But it's a nice little tip to get you out of the habit of running around these situations with your reticle too low. Like you already have to go left or right, right? You don't want to have to go up as well, especially if you're on a low sensitivity. It's just going to take extra time. There. Okay. Oh, fuck. It's right back there. So a guy comes up. Where was it? Okay, so probably your reticle's about here right now. If this guy starts shooting you, right? See the adjustment that you have to make? If you were here, you'd only have to make that little adjustment. Just keep that in mind. There you go. Ah, that's good. Okay. I like your, because you have the damage numbers. So basically, if you're running something like a pestilence or a bleed, right, like trauma for example, so you put that tick on them, right? You could see now through the wall if they tick here, if they tick here. It's almost like a you know, a really shitty wall hack. I think it's very, very helpful. If I have my jammer vial build on hardwired, I can basically see, and I can call out to my teammates where everybody is, because I can see where they are based on their damage numbers. Okay, so now you sandwich this guy. There you go.
Hostile defender drone.
Okay. Watch the movement here. As you're shooting, and I noticed this in the middle too, when you had those two guys on the post truck. Why is it crit chance? Why is it gay? You can whatever you find. What are you talking about? Okay. What do we have? Right. You tend to back up while you're shooting. Right. You're shooting them, and then you're kind of backing up. I don't know if that's a lack of confidence, but let's say you. So here it didn't really cost you. Both of these guys were relatively low and they went down. But what was it? Okay. So this guy here, right? If you're shooting and you're moving forward, right? You have more. You know, if he gets around that corner, you still have an angle on him, but you're kind of moving back. You're shooting somebody in the back. That's a fight. You're in an advantage. You want to be moving forward. You want to be pressing that advantage, right? If you move backwards, you're basically, you know, he dies here, but if he had more armor, he could have escaped, right? I don't know if this is just kind of isolated thing, but 2 times I've seen this now behind the post truck as well. Yeah, see there, you get him. But you're moving away. Now you got one more in there, right? Okay, yeah. So what happened there? You had one more in that corner. You had a teammate there too. You had him sandwiched, but you're backing up, right? Now your target's getting smaller. Now your angle on them is getting smaller. And now you're actually backing up into an enemy. So in this situation, you were forced to get out of this fight, right? Because you can't keep chasing him. You got somebody shooting in your back, right? Let's see if that's a good play, right? Kind of, because now you've got this cover here from the guy at the end. That's a good play. That's a smart play right there. But just be careful of backing up when you're shooting somebody in a favorable position. There we go. Yeah, it's a tough spot. You're using cover well. This could be it. That's it.
System malfunctioning.
Okay.
The boost is now.
That's the end of the first clip. I want to see something. I want to go back here. The fight, I was just looking at your stacks, and we almost run it as, I didn't know it was possible to run it of Umbro stacks, but the fight kind of went on for a long time. You didn't really have a chance to rebuild your stacks, so we'll keep an eye on that. Moving forward, let's get the next clip. Here we go. Right, is this the one that... Alright, so we're at full stack. Okay, so you're... Right here. Right, this is a good use of cover. I like this play. I'm not an LMG guy, so I wouldn't do this myself, but with especially with the pestilence, right, in your settings, even if you just get one bullet on somebody here, right, now you can keep track of them with the tick, right? Now you know if they move over to this side of the car, or if they run away or whatever, you can keep track of them with the tick. And you've used this cover really well, so if there's somebody down here, right, all around there, they can't shoot you. It's a good little play there. Yeah, that's a tough alley to even use as cover.
Hostile secret mine detected.
Again, you're again.
Hostile secret mine detected.
Okay. So you start here, right? This just in front of this gray area. Back. Less angle to shoot, smaller targets, right? Now you're even going to the left, right? Yeah. You've completely taken yourself out of the fight. There. You have, it looks like he's taking a lot of damage. He's taking a lot of their focus. You're taking none of their focus. They're not even looking at you. There's no reason for you to come all the way back here. Take yourself out of the fight when you're shooting them. You're relatively tanky, right? You want them to shoot you. I mean, yeah, you got Tabasco Cat. I think Ghost is relatively, he's kind of like a mid, maybe 3 and 3, something like that. Tabasco's always squishy, right? You got these other guys who are going to do the high damage. You want them to shoot you. So let's say you're standing here and you're shooting them, okay? Right now they're shooting the Miz, right? You're right there, you're shooting them. They look at you, no problem. You're fine. You've got this big cover right here. You're laughing. They turn to you and they start coming at you. You come behind cover, and you know what? Now the Miz, he shoots them in their backs. Right? You want to take their attention. Right? He's getting low. You're full. You want to get their attention. Especially, right? You were here. You had this great position. Right? They turn on you, they get some damage on you. No problem. You get over here. You're right on the edge here. Put on a med kit. You're on firewall, right? You're on firewall, right? Now you've got that ticking med kit for the next 10 seconds. If they do push you, you've got that extra survivability. No reason to take yourself out of that fight. So here, right? Here you're taking damage. So you do want to be moving to cover, right? That's a time when you, like, I'm not saying always stay in the fight, right? There you're taking damage from okay, so now you get his focus. Okay, but there's other ones down at the end of the alley. Right, you moving back here a little bit. Well, now he can only shoot you to learn. But not bad gameplay, but definitely can get better. Definitely can get better. Definitely room for improvement, for sure. And he knows that. That's why he's sending the clips, right? So this, in this case, it's good, right? Now these guys down in the alley, now they can't shoot you, right? It's just this one here that can shoot you. Now I think, okay, and then you get the kill. Yeah, this is a no-no. Right here, putting on a med kit is a no-no here. If you're standing, maybe, I don't know the angle exactly, but like right here, or if you could have right here, although this is risky because if there's somebody at the end of the street, right, you're cooked. But there's that gap in the wall, right? So if you're here and there's somebody on this other side, they can shoot you through that gap. It's quite a big gap. Okay, so this is not, you don't, if you can, avoid putting med kits on right here because you're like 3 bullets away from going down. So just take a few steps over here. All right, let's be careful of that. Yeah, there. Yeah, he's got to. Right, he was on health. Well, he didn't have to, but I don't mind the use of the med. A couple other times he didn't need to use it, but right there, I'm all for it.
Supply drop being
So we got fire LMG.
specialization supply drop is
All right. Okay. You have dedicated 4 of your pieces to Umbra, right? You've sacrificed 4 brand sub bonuses for Umbra. You have sacrificed 4 attributes, secondary attributes to Umbra, okay? whenever possible, you got to fight with stacks. You're way too low here. You're not going to be doing any damage, right? And there's no urgency here. They're not pushing, right? None of your teammates are in danger. There's no urgency, right? And there's nobody standing here with their head like right in your face, right? There's no urgency. Get your stacks. From here, it would take like 3 or 4 seconds to get your stacks up, right? If you find that you don't have time, if you don't have the chance to put on stacks as much as you would like to, just use a different build. But the whole thing with Umbra is using your stacks, right? So try to be more aware of that. Okay. Okay. So you see this guy, you're shooting this guy. It's hard to hit shots, right? Because you like that spot. You like that spot. When this guy comes around, he's putting pressure on your teammate. He's right out in the open for you. Pushing your teammate, putting pressure on your teammate, right out in the open. But you're hyper fixated on this little spot here where you don't even have much of a target anyways. Target priority would you might not be able to get this guy, especially with no stacks, but let's say your teammate's in a vulnerable position, right? Putting a bunch of damage on him might force him back, right? Might give your teammate time to put on a med kit, right? So just think about that. Especially here, you're not doing much damage just because of the angle, the cover. Actually, it worked out. I want to see where you started here. Okay, so you started here. Backing up, backing up, backing up, backing up, backing up. It worked. I mean, in this case, it worked perfectly for you. It worked absolutely perfect. By the time you finished firing, boom, you've got perfect cover. Although you could argue that had you stayed up here, you would have had a better angle. You would have been able to put out more damage. But you were kind of in the open there. It's bad, and it's fine to use a medium with Umbra, but yes, how he's doing it, that's so just take a moment, sit and cover. Well, we don't have to say somebody's bad. Or again, there's nothing constructive about saying somebody's bad. We can say they need to work on something. If that's their weak point. We don't need to say somebody is just bad. This could be his first time ever playing Umbra. We don't know. I mean, once you got lit on fire, there's nothing you can do there.
Immediate medical assistance.
I mean, you had backup from your team. He was probably on fire too. I just hate that fire LMG. Iron Lung. Just prevents you from playing the game, basically.
Agent down.
Yeah, I mean, Rip, do you think that you have the... Is there... I want to check. Maybe... Are they using the quick step? I might have been wrong. You can get 11 rounds on this thing, so I'm at 19 rounds. What are they? 28. They have extra mag? Huh. I didn't think about that because I don't put mods into my quick step, but you might actually be running the quick step. I think earlier I mentioned that you're not running the quick step. I might have been wrong there. Okay. Distracted. Okay, here's the thing with the flamethrower. Okay, I hate the flamethrower because if you know how to use it, it's ridiculous. It's absurdly strong. Okay, but there is that matter of knowing how to use it. Okay, there. You're not going to light him on fire. I'm surprised you didn't do any damage at all, but you're not going to light him on fire. He's too close. If they're too close, you don't light them on fire. You can sometimes do damage, but they won't get lit on fire. There's a kind of a sweet spot. I don't know, maybe it's like 8 to 10 meters, something like that. But there's a sweet spot to get it. And what you want to do here, if he's too close, don't shoot him. Try to open up that gap. Now, if he's smart, if you run here, he's gonna run here. He's gonna stay right up in your face. He can shoot you, and as long as you've got that flamethrower, you can't really do anything to him. Oh, man, get one on, bro. Got the job. Okay. Yeah. But how much, if you don't have the backpack on, how much does Umbra actually heal you? It doesn't top you up, right? Probably only give you like 25%, something like that. Yeah, so see, he's doing a good job of staying right on you. He's a good player. So don't feel bad about that. That guy's a very good player, but yeah, you gotta know that sweet spot with the flamethrower. Yeah, I don't think you are using the quick step. I could be wrong, but I don't think you are using it. There you go. Took a little bit long for you to react, but in the end, you got the job done.
Restore hive detected.
Yeah, okay. Alright, so this is a bad habit of yours. You pretty much do it every time you're shooting. You back off. I mean, sometimes it does work in your favor, but it seems like pretty much every time you shoot, you're backing off. You've got to break that habit. You got to be aware of it, and for now, because it seems like it's become a habit, a deep set in habit. I don't know what to say, but you're gonna have to think about it every time you shoot now. Every time you shoot now, you're gonna have to think, do not back off, right? So here, this guy, he's dead to rights, right? There's no reason for you to. A lot of these times you're shooting, you're kind of, I mean, your angles are good. Your angles are good. You're shooting people from their sides, from their backs, right? But when you're on a good angle, you should be playing aggressively. You want the angle to be as open as possible, right? But you back off, the angle gets smaller, right? And as we said, the angle is smaller, the target becomes smaller as well. So you got to be aware of that habit. You got to think of it. You have to have it in your head every time you shoot. Do not back off. Do not back off. Do not back off. And again, backing off, backing off, backing off. Now, so there, he gets behind the car. He's behind the car. You have no angle on him anymore because you're backing off, right? Think about when you're shooting somebody. Think about where are they going to go? This guy's not fighting back. Okay, where is he going to run? Right? So if you think he's going to run, try to, as you're shooting, try to shoot him, but at the same time, move to a position where if he tries to get the cover, you can still shoot him from cover. I think it's low sensitivity, yep. I mean, dude, not everybody can run with 2020. It's just a fact. Not everybody can be the best. Not everybody can use optimal settings, right? So I'm not too concerned about that for now. I'm more concerned about this bad habit of backing off while shooting, situational awareness, things like that. Okay. So here, small thing, but you've got the boost. You've got 3 guys charging, 2 guys charging at this guy plus you. Do you think he's gonna peek that corner again? he's getting the F out of there, right? He wants nothing to do with you guys. Okay, so you have to read that situation. Okay, you have to read. Well, no shit, he's gonna run away. Okay, but you take a couple more seconds, and you keep firing. I mean, in another situation where maybe if it's just you or just you and another, and there's 2 of them, right? Maybe a different situation. Firing in the corner is good, right? You have to read situations. Okay, you got 3 guys, and they got 1 of them. He's gonna run. Right, especially since you have the boost. So as soon as he turns that corner, what you should be doing is running here, because he's going to go back this way. You go back this way, right? You come around that corner over here, right? Now you have another angle. Now you can get more shots on him, right? Maybe you can prevent him from getting away. Just please have consideration.
Hostile hive detected.
Right. So sorry. Back to here. Let's rewind it, okay? A couple shots, okay? He's moved down. He's moved around the corner. You don't have an angle, right? You're all the way on the wall. You can't get any further. Start running now. Okay, you're just a little bit behind him, but you can. If you had the quick step, you would be able to keep up with him, and then. Okay. Yeah, see? You would have been much closer.
You're running low on reinforcements.
Okay. So here you're using Umbra, right? Umbra is probably the strongest DPS build in the game right now. Definitely is. Definitely, not probably. It definitely is. Why did you lose that fight? Why did Rip lose this fight here? Basically a 1v1. And it wasn't even close, to be honest. Well, I mean, you had him down too. Actually, oh, he put on an instant. Why did you lose that fight? You're using Umbra. I mean, who is that? Merkin? He's a good player too. Okay. You have no stacks. No stacks. So, again, didn't stack exactly. You've sacrificed 4 brand set bonuses. You've sacrificed 4 attributes, and you're honestly you're not putting it to good enough use. Like this is something should be pretty easy to change. That's kind of the drawback with Umbra is you do have to take those. Got to take advantage. You have to take. You're exactly right. You have to take advantage of every opportunity, right, where you can take 1 second just to top up. Right now, if your teammates are fighting, right, there's a fight going on. Shit. It might even be worth it to sit out of the fight for 2 seconds and top up your stacks. That's how strong the stacks are and how useless this build is without stacks. Okay. So you do really, really, really have to be aware of what build you're running, right? Because I know you like to run all different builds, right? You happen to submit an Umbra. I've never seen you run Umbra before, so my guess is that this is new to you, and that's perfectly normal. That somebody who's very new to this, to any kind of build, especially gear sets, right? Gear sets. If you're running a gear set, it's a very specific playstyle, a very unique playstyle for every gear set. So it's not surprising if you're new to this, then you would forget to go into cover. But you really have to play to your build strength. Like for example, the other day I was playing and I was using perfect efficient. I think I started the game like 0-2, maybe probably 0-2, let's say. And I actually said it out loud. God damn it, I haven't even used the med kit this game. So I'm 0-2 and I haven't used the med kit. That's on me, right? I'm not playing to this build strength. Did I just rush in without taking damage, without putting on a med kit, right? That's on me. Okay. And this is on you for losing a fight here with 0 stacks. Okay, so I think we're gonna.
You're running low on reinforcements.
Okay. Yeah, I think there's one more clip, but nothing really, probably nothing much happens. I think we've got a good idea of what we need to work on. Okay. So what do you guys think? I feel that you're backing off every time you fight, and this is also from the exchanges I've had with you in chat, is that you lack confidence. Okay, that's my feeling. It could be a lack of confidence, or it could just be a bad habit. But I think you need more confidence. I gotta get my spray. Should have brought it here. So that includes like backing off. Okay. Very, very, very bad habit. Get out of that habit. Every time you're shooting now, we've got to get out of this habit. Every time you're shooting, you got to think, don't back off, don't back off, don't back off. Right? And when you get used to that, okay, once you kind of break that habit, now what you want to do is your next step is to think, where should I be moving? Right? Where are they going to move? Where should I be moving? Okay? Don't even worry about that right now. Your only mission right now is to stop backing off. Okay? Is to break that habit. Okay? Once you feel that you've ingrained it in your head, or in your thumbs, I should say, to not back off every time you're shooting, take it another step. Where should I be moving? Maybe I move back, maybe I move right, left. Okay. And I think that comes in, probably comes in with confidence. Next one. Know your build. Right? Know your build. So here you're using Umbra, get stacks. Like that should be, if you're using a new build, right? And I mean, you did reasonably well in this match. You know, you got enough kills. You're entering fights on good angles, right? You're getting to shoot people on their side, shooting people in their back. But it could have been much better, right? Like heck, you could have gotten. I would say you probably got about 6 kills this match. You with more confidence, maybe you could have gotten with more confidence and more stacks. You probably could have got double digits, right? But we're just gonna stick with these two for now. This is a lot. This is a lot to remember. Okay, this is gonna take, number one. It's gonna take a lot of your mental power, right? Every time you shoot, you got to think, don't back off. Okay, so focus on that, and then knowing your build, right? So if you're you've got that time when you're loading into the match. Okay, what build am I using? Right, I'm using Umbra. I gotta build stacks. I gotta build stacks. Okay, gotta build stacks. Always look, right? If you have to, I don't know, Umbra. No, you don't even have to aim down sights, right? It's always right there. How's it going, Cancel? Hope you're having a good day. It's always right here. It's a reminder. Always look at that. Okay, keep looking at it when you're using Umbra. Shh, I don't have stacks. Okay, you think I don't have stacks? What's going on right now? Okay, nothing's happening. I'm gonna get to cover. Boom, 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 boom. Get my stacks. Okay, I got my stacks. What's going on around me? Okay, that's another thing. I don't want to throw 3 in right now, but it's really important. I think your situational awareness. Okay. I might be overloading you with 3, but I think kind of this plays in this. This will help you with both of these. Situational awareness. A lot of people underestimate this one, right? It's like you get your stacks, or let's say you don't have stacks. Okay, what is happening? Right? Can I get stacks right here, or should I be moving over here? Right, in case a fight breaks out, then I can pop up. I won't be full stacks, but like playing these things in your head, right? Now, with this one for Umbra, I see a lot of people, right, when a match starts, when they come out of spawn, when they respawn, they take the first piece of cover and they charge up their stacks to full, and then they run. Don't do that. Very bad. Because what's going to happen, okay? Let's say, I don't want to take this off. Let's say this is your spawn area, right? And this is the middle of the map, okay? So I go here, I put on my stack, boom, 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 and now I'm running here. Da, 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 da. What's happening? Da, da, da. Nothing. There's no enemies here. There's never enemies here. Da, da, da. What's happening? I'm losing stacks, right? So for Umbra users, come out of spawn. Da, 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 da. 0 stacks, 0 stacks. No problem, because there's no enemies here. Right, get here, charge up your stacks, and now, if a fight breaks out here, you're at like 95% stacks. Okay, don't. Yes, be aware of your stacks, but kind of understand where the fight again. That's kind of this one, situational awareness. Where is the fight going to break out? Get as close as you can to where the fight's going to break out, and then put on your stacks. Day 1 well weekends, nice and peace. Cool. So Cancel. Where do you stream? I want to finish this off before I get into anything else. So to know your build. So yeah, as I was saying, when you're coming into the loading screen, think, I'm running Umbra, stacks. I need stacks. Right? If I can get 20% stacks here, another 20 here, another 10 here, right? Oh, I'm down to 60% stacks. What's going on? Nothing's happening. Boom, get into cover, get your stacks up, right? Sometimes you only need to go into cover for half a second, right? But it could make a difference, right? When a fight breaks out. Yeah, I mean, you know, it takes time when you first, like, what did I run? I ran a new build the other day, and it was horrible. It was horrible because it was a different playstyle for me. I'd never played it before, and I was absolute doo caca. So you know, it does take time, right? And that's one of the great things about this game is there's so many builds you can run, so many different playstyles that you can use, right? So it's great. But and what you can do is if you're brand new to a different, you know, especially with gear sets, play it in PvP, play it in PvE for a while. Do some missions, do some like heroic missions, and just, you know, do something easy. Because with missions, like you know where everybody's spawning exactly, right? So it's really easy to use the no stress, right, of PvP, and just get used to the mechanics, right? You're running into PvE. Oh, I'm down to 50% stacks. Boom, right? Get my stacks up, pop out of cover, and then shoot. Okay. So yeah, I'm sorry if this is kind of overloading you, but I think this situational awareness, it ties in really significantly to these other ones, right? Confidence, right? Especially don't back off whenever you're shooting. Know your build. So as I said, practice in PvE before bringing a brand new build into PvP, and situational awareness, right? Always knowing what's going on around you as much as possible, whether that means, you know, looking around, or whether it means, right, reading. Okay, that guy just went behind cover. I don't see him anymore. Where did he go? Why, if I were him, where would I go from here? Oh, he's probably running back to spawn. Okay, I'm gonna cut him off over here. Okay, so you got to know the maps as well. But yeah, that's a lot for you to think about. I hope, Rip Nude, I hope that's helpful for you, and you know, anybody watching, anybody who's you know, playing a new build, or kind of in any of these kind of similar situations. I think generally your mechanics were good, right? I don't think right now there's nothing about your mechanics that you need to really work on, right? Getting into cover, rolling into cover, right? Putting on makes, all that stuff is pretty good, right? You never stand still while you're shooting. So even though you're moving back, at least you're not standing still, right? You're always moving. That stuff is good. Don't gotta worry about it. So what I want you to do is, the next little bit, think about these three things. You know, write these on a piece of paper. Put them right, you know, if you're at a table or whatever, put them right in your gaming area. Right, these three things. Right, don't back off. You know my build. Situational awareness. Look at them before every match, right? Because these are kind of more mental things you have to think about, not things that you have to do with your thumbs. Okay. And just have them in the back of your head at all times. So work on these for a while. Once you think that you see some improvement with those, if you think, you know what, I'm starting to get it, I think I'm getting better, send me another VOD. I would love to see you after maybe a couple weeks, and see if you can kind of break some of these habits and form new, better habits. Because yeah, I think you could be much better. I think it would make a huge difference in your ability to kind of support your team, and dish out a lot more damage, right, with your positioning. So on that note, I need to get water. I need to get a drink. I need to spray. Yeah, thank you for Rip Newt. Thank you so much for submitting your VOD, and for everybody else who's submitted. We're gonna have another one tomorrow. Like we've got a few, but you know, always waiting for more, welcoming more. See if we can get as many of these VOD reviews as we can. And thanks for watching. And that is that.